Have you ever wondered what you would do if you lost everything? How far would you go to protect your family and chase your dreams? Today, we're diving deep into a story that will challenge your perspective on happiness, success, and the unbreakable bond between a father and his son. This isn't just a tale of rags to riches. It's a raw, emotional journey that reveals the true meaning of courage. Imagine this: a loving father, Chris, with a bright smile and a beautiful family. He's a salesman, full of hope, who invests his entire life savings into a new medical device, portable bone density scanners. He believes this is his ticket to a better life, a way to provide his wife and young son with everything they deserve. But the market has other plans. The scanners are a tough sell, seen as a luxury, not a necessity. The bills start piling up, the rent is overdue, and the dream quickly turns into a nightmare. The financial strain becomes a crushing weight on his marriage. Arguments become the new normal, and the love that once filled their home is replaced by tension and resentment. His wife, worn down by the constant struggle, decides she can't take it anymore. She leaves, hoping to find a better life for herself, leaving Chris to raise their 5-year-old son, Christopher, all on his own. Suddenly, he's not just a failing salesman. He's a single father on the brink of losing it all. This is where the real test begins. Desperation can make us do things we never thought we would. One day, Chris is in a taxi, rushing to a potential client. He gets into a conversation with the driver, boasting about his scanner. But as he arrives, he realizes he doesn't have the money for the fare. In a moment of panic, he makes a split-second decision. He runs. He escapes without paying, leaving the furious driver behind. This act weighs heavily on him. It's a stark reminder of how far he has fallen, a moment where survival clashes with his own moral compass. Was it justified? Or was it a sign that he was losing himself in the struggle? Just when things seem their bleakest, a sliver of hope appears. Chris learns about an unpaid internship program at a prestigious stock brokerage firm, Dean Witter Reynolds. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Out of thousands of applicants, only 20 will be chosen for the 6-month training, and only one will get the coveted job at the end. It's a long shot, but it's the only shot he has. He manages to secure an interview, but life keeps throwing punches. The day of the interview, he's been painting his apartment to delay eviction and ends up getting arrested for unpaid parking tickets. He spends the night in jail and has to run straight to the interview the next morning, covered in paint, without a proper shirt. He walks into a room of perfectly tailored executives, looking completely out of place. But instead of making excuses, he tells them the truth, with raw honesty and a touch of humor. His sincerity and sheer determination shine through the paint stains, and against all odds, they give him a chance. He's in the program. The internship, however, is unpaid. Chris still needs to sell his remaining scanners to survive. He's now juggling a demanding full-time training program, cold calling potential clients, and taking care of his son, all while trying to sell these machines. He quickly realizes that his old strategy of selling to individual doctors isn't working. He needs to think bigger. He decides to bypass the gatekeepers and go straight to the top heads of major companies and pension funds. It's a bold, high-risk, high-reward strategy, but for Chris, playing it safe is no longer an option. He finally does it. He manages to sell all of his remaining scanners, a moment of incredible relief. He has a little bit of money, a little bit of breathing room. He thinks just maybe things are finally turning around. But then, a letter arrives from the IRS. They've seized his entire bank account for unpaid taxes. Every single dollar is gone. In an instant, he is left with nothing. This is the moment that changes everything. With no money and nowhere to go, Chris and his young son are evicted. They are officially homeless. That night, with all the shelters full, Chris finds himself in a subway station bathroom. As his son sleeps on his lap with his head resting on their meager belongings, Chris breaks down. He uses his foot to hold the locked door shut, tears streaming down his face in the darkness. This isn't just a low point. It's rock bottom. But in that dark, cold bathroom, we see the profound depth of a father's love. He is shielding his son not just from the cold, but from the terrifying reality of their situation, creating a sanctuary in the most desolate of places. This story forces us to think about courage. It's not about being fearless. It's about taking action despite the fear. Every day, Chris faces a new battle. The race to the homeless shelter after work is a frantic sprint. He has to pack up, grab his son from daycare, and run across town to get in line, hoping they make it in time to secure a bed for the night. The line is long, filled with others in the same desperate situation. It's a harsh illustration of how fierce the competition is, not for a promotion, but for a simple, safe place to sleep. It also raises tough questions about morality. When you're struggling to feed your child, do the rules of society still apply? Chris's journey shows that poverty isn't a character flaw. It's a systemic trap. His desperate acts, like running from the taxi or sleeping in a bathroom, aren't signs of moral failure but the consequences of a system that often leaves the most vulnerable behind. His story is a powerful critique of the societal barriers that make it nearly impossible for some to achieve even a basic, dignified life. Through all this hardship, one thing remains constant. Chris is an incredible father. He never lets their circumstances define their relationship. He uses his imagination to turn their struggles into games, protecting his son's innocence. He teaches him lessons about perseverance and never letting anyone tell you that you can't do something. They may not have a home, but they have each other. Their time on the basketball court, their shared jokes, their quiet moments together. These are more valuable than any amount of money. It's a beautiful reminder that the quality of parenting isn't measured by financial resources, but by love, presence, and emotional support. This journey is a real-life illustration of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Chris is fighting for the most basic things: food, water, and shelter. Only by securing these can he even begin to think about higher aspirations like belonging, self-esteem, and ultimately, self-actualization, or what he calls happiness. For those in precarious situations, money isn't about greed. It's a tool for survival, a means to regain dignity and create a safe environment for your family. In the end, Chris's hard work, intelligence, and unwavering spirit pay off. On the last day of the internship, he is called into his boss's office. He's offered the job. As he walks out of the building and into the bustling crowd, a wave of emotion washes over him. He's done it. He has not just found a job, he has won back his life. But the story teaches us that happiness isn't a destination you arrive at. It's the pursuit itself, the constant effort, the resilience in the face of adversity, and the purpose that drives you forward. It's about finding joy and meaning, even in the darkest of times, balancing the fight for survival with the moments that make life worth living. Chris's story is a testament to the power of the human spirit. It's about hope, love, and the relentless pursuit of a better life, no matter the odds. It reminds us that our circumstances don't have to define us, and that true wealth lies in the connections we forge and the courage we find within ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content that makes you think, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What does the pursuit of happiness mean to you? See you in the next video.